mirror and see you playing in the mirror, how much time should be spent on something like that as opposed to being very watchful of your playing and being focused on this area here?
I would say for you this week, Shiona, only do, what were we going to do? We're going to do chorus in the mirror. So chorus is the only thing you're going to look in the mirror.
I don't know if this is true or not, but you're looking in the mirror and that's good to see how you're, I would think for your positioning, but then as far as your accuracy with your fingers, I would think that it would start to detract from that. Because you can't, you're not looking
you're not
for
just focused, yeah.
You're not looking for that. So, I don't know. What do you think about that? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a learning process. We're going to have to learn how to do both at the same time. So for now, we'll focus on one at a time. So we'll only do a little bit of playing in front of the mirror now so that she can focus then on like positioning and where her bow is and get used to the way it feels to have a really straight bow. But I would say the majority of your practice we're going to keep focusing on that really beautiful sound and playing in tune and where your fingers are. Because when we're playing on stage, when you're performing for people, you're not going to have a mirror. All you're going to have is people in front of you and your own awareness of sound, and it is good to watch your hand when you play. Sometimes that's very reassuring to me when I'm playing, especially when you start shifting, you start realizing, like, oh, there's where an E is. I know that both from the feeling in my hand and where I see it and what I'm hearing. So a lot of what we do with the mirror is just to show us if we're doing it right, and then the rest of our work we do without it. Does that make sense? Let's do waltz again. Just the first part of it. And try to get both a big sound all the way to the frog and really beautiful.
So do we want to go mirror again this time?
Let's not do the mirror. You can just face me.
Focus on and look at the bow, I think. Or the violet. That sounded a lot better than the first time to me. To my ears, the sound was more clear and more even. Does that make sense? It's still a little bit weird down by the frog because you get about here and you realize that you should be here, and so the bow goes really fast, which causes a surge in the sound, like a wave coming in slowly and then realizing that it's going to hit the shore and hitting all of a sudden.
So you want it to be like even, like it?
Even, yeah. Like a very calm ocean. No waves.
Not like a storm.
Not like a storm. That sounds really good, and I'm really happy that you're getting to the frog now. And I bet your frog is really happy to be used. have the bow hairs up here and then not use them down here. And we're really lucky as violinists or cellists. They can't use their whole bow as much as we can. We can actually use our whole bow. Okay, so we have one more thing. We have some long ago to do. Are you just testing your violin?
Yeah.
Alright. So long ago. When you did what?
Like when I did the G string, like the last note, it like vibrated my violin.
Did vibrate
That's
your
not
violin.
great.
What dynamic would you say that you just played? Most of it. Because there were some quiet parts.
Mezzo forte.
You think that was mezzo forte? What would it sound like if you played it piano? Could you play just the first line piano? You know what's kind of funny about that? I heard the notes more clearly even though you were playing softer. I think it was because, I don't know. Did you feel like you were doing anything differently with your bow?
I mean, not using that much though.
So using a little bit smaller, not a bow. Yeah, your bow looked like you were using so much of it, and we just talked about using your whole bow, so that makes sense. But maybe in this variation we can use
Yeah.
a little bit less bow.
I was thinking, like, how are you supposed to do it, like, all the way? If it's just, like, little notes.
Yeah, that's a lot to do with just the little notes. So maybe Long Long Ago doesn't need quite as much bow
Okay.
as Waltz this week. And we're almost out of time, but should we have an assignment for Long Long Ago? A special one for that? We have a lot of stuff to do this week. Will it be too much to add one more thing?
No.
Okay, so job with Long Long Ago this week is to think of the mood that you want to
Just
have in the piece.
like happy and just like,
Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it lethargic?
what's that?
That means really slow moving and sleepy.
Like tired.
Like tired. Is it tired and droopy? Is it really, really, really excited? So you get to choose, and you can describe that mood to me however you want to next week. You can describe it with your violin, or you can tell me the mood that you're going for.
Does that sound good? Okay, good job this week. Let's have a bow before we go. Sorry. At least it is. Okay, good job. Good job, Shiona.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, I think that's it. Try to focus on those assignments.